Hello, Creative Gems. Welcome back to Creativity. And if you're new here, I'm Sandy. Today I have this empty cookie tin container, and I'm going to show you how to turn this into three really easy and very budget-friendly home decor crafts: a vase, a lantern, and a candle holder. Dollar Tree sells butter cookies in a similar tin container size, so make sure when you're done with your cookie treats that you keep the tin container so you can craft with it. First thing I'm going to do here is remove the lid, and I've turned it over and placed it on top of the container, and then we're going to find a way to keep the lid in place. I have this beautiful silver rhinestone trim that I think will be perfect. This trim has little rhinestones as well as rectangular glass pieces set in a herringbone design that is quite beautiful. The trim itself is very flexible, as you can see, and it's also self-adhesive, so we won't need any glue to apply it to the tin container. In fact, we can pretty much apply it just like we would tape. Here, I'm applying the trim right up against the top edge of the lid, making sure that it covers the entire seam between the tin container and the lid. And it looks like the piece I cut out was not enough, so I'll just go ahead and cut another short piece to fill in the gap. Now for the rest of the container, I have a different trim. This one is a silver trim as well, but it's got crystal-like clusters all over the trim. And it's also self-adhesive. And take a look at how pretty it is. And by the way, if you're wondering where you can pick up some of these beautiful trims I'm using today, I'll leave links down in the description box to all my favorite craft embellishments and craft supplies. Next, I have this square bowl that came in a 4-pack from the Dollar Tree. The rim of the bowl has a nice scallop design that makes this bowl quite unique. Notice how it has a beautiful mirror-like finish, and what I want to do though is apply a trim to the outer opening of the bowl. This one is very similar to the silver crystal cluster trim I used earlier on the tin container, except it's not as wide. And this one is also not self-adhesive, so I'm going to go ahead and use some hot glue to adhere it to the bowl. And while we work on this, I would like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to today's craft project. If you enjoy glam home decor and DIY crafts on a budget, please let me know by hitting the subscribe button. And if you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up as well so YouTube will continue to recommend my channel to other viewers like you. And when I'm done, if there's any hot glue strings, I'll just brush it off with the dry tip of a paintbrush. Now what I'm going to do is adhere the square bowl to the bottom of the tin container, and this will give the whole thing a bit more height. Now, if you can't find these square bowls, you can actually skip this step altogether, but I like the bases to my candle holders and vases to have a bit of height, and I think it truly gives the piece a more elevated look. Next, I have some clear plastic chopping mats, also from the Dollar Tree. I've already opened this 2-pack, so I'll just pull out the one that I haven't cut up yet. You can see the chopping mat is nice and flexible, and it's pretty see-through, but not completely transparent, so I think it will look very nice as a shade for our lantern. What I want to do is create a cylinder shape with the chopping mat. And to make sure I can keep the ends together, I'm going to overlap them by about half an inch. I'm also going to hold the ends down with a couple of clamps so it will be easier for me when I go in with the hot glue later. And in case you don't have any of these clamps and can't find them at your local dollar store, you can simply use clothespins or even some masking tape to keep the ends temporarily in place. When applying the hot glue, make sure it's very hot, but when you do apply it, only apply little dollops at a time so you don't have any excess oozing out from the edges of the chopping mat. That the hot glue will actually almost instantly bond the two ends of the plastic chopping mat. And while we work on this, comment down below and let me know if you have ever made a lantern or any other type of home decor crafts with these chopping mats before. And if you haven't, check out my playlist of lanterns to get some ideas and inspiration. So there's quite a lot of hot glue strings, so I'm going to remove them with the dry tip of my paintbrush. You don't want to use any water or damp cloth because the glue strings may actually stick to the chopping mat, making it more difficult to remove. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is camouflage the area where you can see the hot glue applied. And the easiest way to do that is to simply add a trim like this one, which by the way is the same that I used on the tin container. So the two pieces will actually match perfectly when we're done. Well, now to finish off this lantern shade, I want to apply a different trim to the top. Here I have some silver chrome card trim that I think will be perfect. This card trim itself is self-adhesive, so it's really easy to apply it onto the chopping mat. And when I reach the end, it's easy enough to snip off the excess trim with a pair of scissors. Now, a little tip that I want to share with you is that I left this overnight, and by the next morning, I discovered that the card trim was starting to come apart from the chopping mat. So, to make sure it stays in place, I'm going back in with a tiny dollop of hot glue and I'm applying it only to the ends of the card trim. This will give the card trim some extra reinforcement and prevent it from coming apart again. And with that done, here's the final look for our lantern. I've got the cookie tin base sitting on a table, and here I'm placing a battery-operated LED candle onto it. And now we'll add the lantern shade. How absolutely gorgeous is that? This beautiful, one-of-a-kind candle holder lantern cost almost nothing to make and was so quick and easy to put together. And the great thing is you can use this lantern both indoors and outdoors. Comment down below with the words tin container and let me know what you think. In the meantime, let's go back into the studio because I want to show you two more ways you can dress up the tin container to make another lantern as well as a vase. So here I have a clear cylindrical vase I found at the Dollar Tree. It's made of a plexiglass material and you can see it's pretty thick. And it's very clear, so from far away this vase may actually be mistaken for real glass. Anyways, the first thing I want to do is embellish the opening of this vase with some silver chrome card trim. This roll that I have is similar to what I used on the lantern shade we just made, except it is U-shaped rather than flat. And inside the U, it's self-adhesive. So what I'm going to do is open it up and then place it into the rim so that both the inside rim and outside rim of the vase opening will be covered by this card trim. And while I work on this, comment down below, let me know where you are all tuning in from so I can give you a shout out and say hi. And now that we've reached the end, I'll use my scissors to cut the excess trim off. This is what the vase looks like now. It already looks much more upscale than the original Dollar Tree version, but we're not done yet. I've gone ahead and already applied a strip of the silver crystal cluster trim towards the base of the vase, and now I'm going back in with some tape. Now normally I would use painter's tape, but I actually ran out, so I'm using electrical tape instead. This electrical tape will be easy to peel off this vase just like painter's tape. And what I'm going to do is apply 2 strips of this tape, leaving the middle part of the vase because we'll be doing something else to that shortly. For the second strip of tape, I'm going to apply it right below the car trim. And now I'm just going to double check to make sure both pieces have been applied straight. And if not, it will be easy enough to peel it off and make adjustments. Okay, so for the area of the vase that are not currently covered with anything, I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge. I've got the gloss type, but really, if you have the matte version, that will go perfectly fine. I'm going to go in with a foam brush and apply a layer of Mod Podge. But what I'm going to do is work in small sections so the Mod Podge doesn't dry up too quickly. Once I have a section covered in Mod Podge, I'll take some of this vase filler and we're going to sprinkle some onto the vase where we applied the Mod Podge. And you'll notice that I put the vase filler into a small jar to make it a little easier to pour out. And then I'll repeat with more Mod Podge and then more of the vase filler. And while I work on this, let's play a quick game. I'm going to ask you a question, and if you know the answer, pop it down in the comments. And this question is going to be pretty easy. Who remembers what I used as the base of the lantern we just made in the first craft? Bonus points if you remember what I used for the second part of the base to make it taller. Pop your answers down in the comments. Once we have the entire middle part of the vase covered in the vase filler, we'll need to leave this for a couple of hours for the Mod Podge to completely dry. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and collect all the excess and put it all back into the jar so that we can use it for the rest of the vase. For the second area of the vase that is not yet covered, I'm going to go in with some of this white glitter. I'm only going to put a thin layer on because I want to make sure that light can still pass through the vase later. And while I work on this, did y'all know that Mod Podge has many different types of finishes? In fact, if you are an avid crafter, comment down below and let me know how many different types of Mod Podge there are. The first person who provides the correct answer will have their comment pinned to the top. Okay, so everything is pretty much dried now, but what I'm going to do next is use my hand and gently rub over the vase to allow any loose pieces to fall off. And I'm going to continue doing this until there are no more loose pieces falling off. Now we can go ahead and remove the electrical tape. See how easy it comes off? Okay, so to be honest, I'm not really liking the look of this vase. I think it needs more bling, so instead of leaving the vase the way it is, I'm going to go back in with some more trim where we previously had it taped off. And while I work on that, comment down below and let me know if you have ever changed the design of one of your crafts midway because you didn't like how it was turning out. For me, I usually have a pretty good idea of how the craft is going to turn out, but occasionally things don't work out the way I envisioned it, and then I have to quickly pivot to a new design idea to salvage the craft. And this, I would say, is one of those situations. But I can already see the vase is looking much better with the last minute addition of the rhinestone trim. So I'll go ahead and apply the second piece of trim and then we'll come back to take a look at the final results. Oh, and by the way, you see this little white patch here? I ended up going in with a little extra Mod Podge and the vase filler to fill up this area because too much of the vase filler fell off, leaving a big hole. So it will take about a half hour for it to fully dry. And here's the final look for our upscaled vase using the same cookie tin base we embellished earlier for our lantern. I placed the vase right on top of the cookie tin base and then I put some faux flowers inside the vase. I actually like the fact that the vase is slightly see-through so you can actually see the stems of the flowers. And here's another idea. With a battery-operated LED candle sitting on the cookie tin container, we can turn the vase upside down and place it onto the cookie tin base. And now we have a second candle holder lantern. I even went back in and stuck a little crystal knob so that the lantern could have a finial. How neat is that? Today's craft projects were so much fun to make, and it all started out with a simple cookie tin container. And if you're looking for more tin container crafts, check out my cookie tin craft playlist. In the meantime, drop me a comment down below and let me know what Dollar Tree supply you think I should craft with next. If you enjoyed today's craft tutorial, please like and subscribe to my channel and share with other creative gems. Also, remember to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I have another DIY glam project on my channel.